pretext is a purpose or a motive alleged, or an appearance assumed, in order to cloak the real intention or state of affairs.
Initial access. OMI is trying to get into your network.
Listen, this is your manager, and I'm trying to send off an email. I got this document. Need you to confirm a few details. So go ahead and log in and tell me what you think. I need this now, so to make this convenient, here is the link. I'm a threat actor, fishing mark for email is urgent to distract you with it. So how fast you clicked it when you submitted the form with your password in it. You probably couldn't tell there was an actual difference in the URL. The domains look alike though. And to you it looks fine though, well mine had typos and make it look like yours. See, I was in the mood today to make your account a communal space, but then you activated your trap card, and I saw you had 2FA. But I just shrugged, I'ma shake it off. Got on kid gloves, I'ma take them off. Got your phone number, I'ma make a call. I'ma break this wall, it just makes me lol. I'm moving quick, I'm on a mission. Yeah, I heard your network is lit. I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I'm trying to get me a hit. When I go fishing. Yeah, you probably think it's legit. I got you clicking. Yeah. Hello. Hi. I'm calling you from the IT department. We have been under attack by some hackers, and we think that your account might be a target.
Oh no, how do I fix this?
No need to worry, I wrote up a ticket. You'll get a notification from your authenticator app, so please pass me them digits.
1 sec.
Okay.
Yeah. The code is 112345.
Thank you. You fell for the lie, so I hung up the phone without saying goodbye. Cutting it short like a crew cut. Probably think it won't happen to you, but it happens to Uber. They say you win some, you lose some. Boys got a smooth touch hacking you too, bruh. You know how I be creeping and I'm logging in your VPN. It probably looks anomalous. Some logs if you be keeping them. And probably unaware about the shares that have been peeping. And the reason I'll be seeking them, I'm looking for an easy win. You probably thought it was a magic trick, and you're mad you clicked. I'ma stack my chips and bet that a DA password is sitting in an admin script. I'm moving quick, I'm on a mission. Yeah, I heard your network is lit. I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I'm trying to get me a hit. When I go fishing. Yeah, you probably think it's legit. I got you clicking. I'm moving quick, I'm on a mission. Yeah, I heard your network is lit. I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I'm trying to get me a hit. When I go fishing. Yeah, you probably think it's legit. I got you clicking.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Generative AI in Azure. So, my name is David Okoyade, and it's been a while since you've seen me, but you've always seen my co-host. She's always consistent. Hello, Kenny. How are you doing today? You good, Kenny? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me, Kenny? Hello? Oh my God, I can see Sam is there. Oh my God. Oh, I think that Kenny's video is frozen. Mr. Sam, how are you doing? Good to see you at Microsoft Build. Oh my God. The video of God. I think that Kenny's video was frozen. So hello, Mr. Sam. Thanks for joining. How is everything in the village of God? Of course, 100%, man. That's what I'll be saying, Sam. If I also have a land with gold under, have you seen the price of gold lately? Yeah, definitely. I think that would be awesome. I think actually, I'll speak to Kenny. I think that would be awesome to sort of get your take on the latest announcement from Microsoft Build. I think it will be awesome to have you in the studio. So yeah, I'll reach out. I'll definitely 100%. I'll be reaching out directly to to see if we can bring you into the studio to arrange a good time that works for you. that we can bring in the studio. So one of the things just to mention in terms of what these sessions are about is it's myself and my co-hosts Kenny, and the way that we sort of like operates is sort of like sometimes I'm showing Kenny certain things, that stands out to me. Sometimes Kenny showing me what stood out to her. Yeah, I think that would be really great. Kenny, how are you doing? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Kenny? Oh no, I think Kenny's internet. Oh no. Oh, your mic is muted. I think I can see that you're trying to say something. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. A little bit, it's a bit choppy, but we can still hear you. That's fine. Or maybe what you can also do is if you stop sharing your video, I think that could help. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe you stop sharing the video, maybe that could help. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's see. So what we're trying to what Kenny and I had in mind to do today is we just finished Microsoft Build just concluded, and we're thinking to go over some of the things that stood out to us at Microsoft Build, or from the announcement that came out of Microsoft Build. So that was some of the things that we're thinking to go through. By the way, if you're not yet a member of the user group of the Meetup group, I'll share the link. So please do make sure that you have a look and you join. So that way you'll be notified of any upcoming meetups or events that we set up. So please do check out the page. I'll put the link in the chat window. Kenny, are you back now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now? All good? Excuse me. Can you hear me now, Kenny?
Yes, I can.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Network is really bad on my end today.
Yeah, I know. Like, what's it called? Yeah, if you want to stop sharing your video, if that will help, feel free to do so. So, by the way, Kenny, we need to bring Sam on. We need to bring Sam on. So, Sam, we need to bring him on as a guest. So, Sam, by the way, for those that don't know, when it comes to IoT, when it comes to IoT and AI, Sam is definitely a strong voice to hear. I always enjoy hearing Sam speak. I always enjoy hearing his perspectives. Yeah, and again, like, it really, really, like, it does a lot of amazing things when it comes to IoT and AI. And I wish that a lot more people, especially from outside of the world in West Africa, pays more attention to those sort of technologies that Sam majors on, because they do have a strong potential in terms of, like, from our local needs or local requirements. Okay, anyway, so Kenny, let's try to get Sam on. I'll reach out to you so that we can get Sam in the session. Okay, so Kenny, before we get started, anything that stood out to you recently when it comes to AI? Any news, anything that stood out to you?
I was seeing sometime this week that Anthropic, they released another model, new cloud models. I think that's the Cloud Fable 5 and the Mythos 5. Yes.
Yep. That's I saw that also. Have you had a chance to test it out at all? Have you had the chance to test it out?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. So Well, I love this by Sam. Sam says, standout is how we're moving from co-pilots to autopilot. That's a very interesting one. I'd like to bring Sam in the studio. I have a lot of questions around that. Because, okay, Fable 5 came out, as you said, Kenny. I've tested it, right? For my use cases, everybody, different people have their own use cases. For my use cases, what I noticed was when I'm using Fable 5 through Claude, the Claude platform, it kept switching back from Fable 5, it kept switching back to Opus. And it kept giving me the reason and saying, like Fable 5, it thinks some of my prompts looks a bit dangerous because I use it for security use cases, of course. And apparently it has some trouble with that, and it kept switching it back to Opus. So it's like, I'll see if I can find the message. So I give it like some security related prompts, and then it comes back to me and says, oh, this is not something that's like allowed, and I've switched you to Opus or something like that. So anyways, that's my experience with it so far. I'll keep testing it, and I'll share what I find. So Sam said something about moving from co-pilot to autopilot is one of the things that stood up. Oh my God, we need to bring Sam on to hear like what Sam has to say on that. For me, what stood out more recently when it comes to AI, we have the recent Mythos that Claude came out with, right? So Mythos, which is meant to be this AI model that can do amazing things when it comes to security. So again, like it's something that more recently we're now seeing like much more and more voices, more and more research come out to initially say things are not really like as was initially like published, right? So yes, capabilities are strong. However, it's not as if there's something completely like that blows out everything else that we've seen so far. So that one stood out to me because I read a few reports and research from people that have actually tested it, where they came to the conclusion that strong capabilities, however, it's not something completely unheard of with the current models that we have available already. So that one stands out to me. And the main lesson that I'm taking away from that is sometimes in this like AI craze, it will be very good for us to separate marketing sometimes from actual reality, right? So anyways, that's what's been standing out to me more recently. Okay, so let's talk about Microsoft Build, Kenny. Were you able to watch like any sessions at all, Microsoft Build? Were you able to watch any sessions at Microsoft Build, Kenny? Oh, Kenny, are you there?
I didn't get that.
Oh, I said, have you been able to watch any session at Microsoft Build for Microsoft Build?
Yes, I.
Yeah.
Just a few, and I was able to just gather like a quick summary about it.
Yeah,
and some few things stood out for me from Microsoft Build this year.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it. Like, what are some of the things that stood out to you?
Okay, firstly is Microsoft Foundry expansion, where Foundry is now becoming the central platform for like building, deploying, and managing AI agents and AI applications, basically. And I think that's really a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And also introduction of the Work IQ and the Web IQ that allows AI agents to access company knowledge. Like we said in like other previous sessions, these AI agents, unless you introduce RAG, they are not able to like they don't have access to external information. So this is a good one in terms of that. Yes.
Yeah. You know what came to my mind when I first heard, like, when Microsoft started with the Work IQ and the Web IQ. Which other IQ do they have? Foundry IQ, Fabric
Fabric
IQ.
IQ,
I'm like, Microsoft has started doing the same thing that they
Fabric,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, they've started. What came to my mind was they've started doing the same thing that they did with Defender for IQ, where it's like Defender for Office 365, Defender for Endpoint, Defender for Cloud, Defender for apps, Defender for this one, Defender for this one. I think that what will probably happen is we'll have IQ for everything. By the end of this year, we'll have about 7 more IQs.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
And I think what this means for I'll speak from the data professional side of point
Yep.
of
Yes.
view. So now we're seeing a shift from skills like SQL, Power BI, and Excel to like SQL and data modeling, Power BI and storytelling, AI agents. So this like the professionals are now like widening on like what we had before.
Mm,
I think this is
mm.
actually a very good one.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting one because you know what I was thinking recently, and thanks for speaking to that from a data professional perspective, Kenny. One of the things that's standing out to me, again, if I speak from a security perspective, is even though it's understandable, but there's a lack of, like, let's say, structured learning to help people transition to what the professions are evolving to. So, for example, to your
Yes.
point, the skills of a data professional is it's completely changing. It's the same thing when it comes to security. The skills that a security person should have is completely changing. However, what I find in my area, I focus a lot again on the security perspective. What I find in my area is here a lot of people putting out a lot of information that sounds just a little bit just IP, right? A lot of hype, a lot of information on, have you read this report? This one can break into a 500 machine autonomously, and this one can do this one, but not a lot of here is how, as a security professional, you can take this and leverage it in like a structured way. This is are the skills that you now need to now add to your arsenal as a security person in the AI age. Are you seeing like the same thing like in your side of data analysis also?
Yes, yes. So definitely like the skill sets are evolving. They're evolving. Now I'm beginning to see like AI being an integral part of the skills expected of a data professional.
Mm. But what does that look like? Is will be my question. What does that look like in terms of AI being part of the skills? So let me take, for example, like if I take again from my own angle of security, what do I currently use this for? Right. So a lot of time, maybe when you're doing like certain security analysis, you're writing like some queries and stuff. So these days I really like write the query, right? I usually like generates the queries like using like Gen AI and stuff like that. Um, a lot of organizations still won't allow you to let loose an AI system in their environment. They won't let you. They won't let you ever. They won't let you do that at the moment. Yeah, I think that will probably change like sometime in the future, but it's not there yet and stuff. So, but then like there's this skill I'll say maybe for leveraging this maybe as part of your learning. So I use it for a lot of learning these days. I use it for a lot of research these days also. I use it for a lot of troubleshooting, like these days also. Um, but all of what I've just described, that's not something that like it's just a normal like understanding how to prompt, understanding the right ways to prompt, and understanding how to interpret the results. Um, and nothing like really like that's like too much out of what people already do. Um, okay, so let me share like some of the things that stood out to me, as Microsoft View. One of the things that stood out to me, when Satya was talking about the, was it like what did they call it? I think he called it like the, let's see, the 4 or 5 levels of when you're talking about AI implementations, and it says at the base of that you have the infrastructure, right? So no matter what you're doing with AI, the infrastructure matters. right? And there, this is where they were talking about, massive hardware and massive computers that they're coming up with. So you heard when they talked about like the Microsoft Surface Ultra. So this one, Microsoft Surface Ultra. So this is a new laptop that will come out later this year in September or October. And this laptop will have, like, I think it's gonna have like the NVIDIA, if I remember correctly, it's gonna have the RTX pack, GPUs, and then it's gonna have like about 20 CPU cores. It's gonna have like, again, NVIDIA RTX, and then it's gonna have 20 CPU cores, and then it's gonna have 128 gigs of RAM. It's gonna have 128 gigs of RAM. So essentially, like a super powerful laptop. I'm not sure what the price would be, but they announced that essentially what they're trying to say is at the base of everything AI is the infrastructure where everything is built on top of that. So that one stood out to me. And one of the things that happened recently, what I did recently, Kenny, just to share this one. Kenny, I'm not sure. Can you hear me? I hope you're back. Can you hear me now, Kenny? Hello, Kenny, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. So I was talking about like some of the things that stood out to me at Build, which was, talking about the 5 key aspects of like AI. So starting first with the infrastructure, and then on top of the infrastructure, we have the models, and then on top of the models, we have the agents that are running on the model or that are leveraging the models. And then on top of that, we have the developer tools. And then on top of that, or baked around all of this, is we have my own section or Hangul, which is, let me just go this. Let's do this again. Let's just go back. So on top of that, or baked around all of this, what we do is we have security. That's going to surround every single one of this. So to me, this is like a big takeaway to say, these are like the key aspects that we probably need to be focusing on when we're talking about the way that different careers are going to be evolving. So having an understanding of the infrastructure that runs AI, or a strong understanding in terms of the models that powers a lot of the AI capabilities, or being able to work with the agents that makes this applicable to people where they are. And then you probably need like a strong understanding of the tools to be able to leverage the agents, which leverages the models. And then, of course, you have security that wraps around all of that. So this one stood out to me. Now, from an infrastructure perspective, I was sharing with you earlier, I talked about like the laptop that they released, which is this Microsoft Surface laptop. Do you run a lot of AI locally, Kenny, these days?
No, I depend on cloud.
So it's more like, what's it called? The leveraging what's out there, right? Leveraging what you can access, like via the web and everything like that. Yeah, it's a very interesting one. Like again, like because I'm not sure. Did you notice what happened with pricing recently with a lot of this, services? Did you notice what happened with pricing with GitHub Copilot, for example?
No, but I'm guessing the prices would be on the rise.
Yeah, it's on the rise. It's an understatement. So what happened was Microsoft moved away from a previous type of plan that they used to have. They moved away to usage-based credit system, right? And that's one that I found a bit, again, troublesome. So I have this platform that I use called GenSpark. I think I've spoken to you about it before, right? So this is the platform that I use to build
Yes.
a lot of my own personal agents. Like, Baby Michael's agents are all hosted on GenSpark. So, everything. So I host my own personal agent on GenSpark. Baby's agents are all hosted on GenSpark, and I use it a lot, right, from a personal perspective. One of the things that happened was I used it to analyze a lot of what I'm doing, right? Oh, okay, so based on what I've done, anyways, I can improve this one, anything that I can do. And then I remember one time it was like maybe second week of the month. And I prompted it and I was like, hey, analyze everything that I did last week and let me know like areas to improve and stuff like that. And it was like, hey, you ran out of credit. I was like, it's only like second week of the month. What happened? I ran out of credit already. So now, then I bought like a little bit, I bought more credit. And then in about 2 days, that's all gone. Then I bought a little bit more credit. And in about 2 days, that's all gone again. I'm like, this is not sustainable. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be paying all of this for like, some personal agents and everything. And that was the time on my blog when I started writing about OpenClaw. Because that was when I was like, okay, I've got to start thinking about how to leverage local AI for some of my requirements, right? You have to start thinking about how to leverage local AI. So that was when I went on the blog and I wrote a post on how to deploy, OpenClaw, and I started experimenting with local OpenClaw. I put it on Azure VM. I started experimenting with it myself, and I started experimenting with it with cheaper models like DeepSeek and Kimi and some of the others. I'm like, okay, I need to start using some of this a bit more for some of my requirements. So Microsoft actually has a term for it, which they call unmetered intelligence is what they call it. Did you hear about that when they talked about that at Build? I'm not sure if you heard about it, Kenny, when they talked about that at Build. Oh, I think the Kenny's connection probably dropped again. So yeah, they called it like unmetered intelligence. Which essentially what that means is you're able to leverage the models without you having to worry about being behind the meter, where you're always worrying about the cost implications of this. However, the truth about it is if you're going to be leveraging that, then most likely you have to have very strong infrastructure. Because what is behind that, if you don't have very strong infrastructure, you really cannot leverage what they are calling unmetered intelligence. Because how can you run the models locally if you don't have hardware that's powerful enough to support that? So that's sort of like the situation where we found ourselves. Hello, Kenny, are you back? Hello. Hello, Kenny, are you back? Hello, hello. Hi, Kenny, are you back? Are you there? Okay, so while we're waiting for Kenny, if anyone has any question, again, feel free to put your questions in the chat window. Be happy to address them, especially like any questions or any comments that you have from Microsoft Build. Feel free to put it in the chat window. And Kenny and I will try to address any questions from what you have. Kenny, is your mic back now? Hi, Kenny, are you back? Oh, I think Kenny's stuff has dropped. Okay, so I probably won't because I think Ken is really having like some network issues. So what we'll probably do is, if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Or otherwise, we'll probably pause here for today. And what we'll probably do is, in the next session that we have, we'll try to see if we can get Mr. Sam, because he's a very busy man. We'll try to see if we can get him in the studio, and then let's exchange perspectives on his takeaway from Microsoft Build, right? So let's exchange perspectives, and let's hear Sam's perspective from a development and IoT perspective. What does it think from all the recent announcements and changes that's going on? Hey, Kenny, are you back now? Hello, Kenny, are you back now? Are you back? Okay, I think that Ken's connection is really, really bad. So, okay. We'll probably pause there for today. Oh, Kenny, are you back now?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problems. Yeah, so I was just talking about, like, did you hear about the concept of unmetered intelligence when they talked about that at Microsoft Build?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, like, what that means is, because a lot of people are also experiencing what I just described, which is the cost of leveraging these hosted models and agents keeps increasing. So many people are looking at how can they offload a lot of their use cases to local models or to locally hosted agents instead of having to pay for some of these models and some of these agents. So Microsoft, at least I heard Satya and a few other people at Build referred to that as unmetered intelligence, which means you're able to leverage the capabilities of the models and the agent without having to be behind the meter. Okay. But the truth about that is, for people to be able to do that, they need strong infrastructure, right? If your infrastructure is not powerful enough, then you can't really run something powerful locally also. Okay, so let's pause here for today then. You can see that Kenny, your network connection has some issues. So let's pause for today. Do you have any question or any other comments that you want to add, Kenny? Or any other thing that stood out to you from Build?
None for now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's pause there. And then in the next 2 weeks, we're going to pick things up again. We'll see if we can get Sam in the studio. I think that would be really, really awesome, so we can exchange perspective. We can get the developer's perspective also and the IoT perspective. That would be really great. But for now, thanks very much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a lovely rest of the day, afternoon, evening. Bye for now.
Okay.